What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to my Rise to Fame. So here we are, we've had a busy summer, got a few transfers to go through, but we're going to start off with my person. So yeah, you know, I'm to my person's now 28, that is my real date of birth, or not real up until the year, and yeah, so pretty much every summer or off season for leagues like the English one, I turn an extra year older. So this is my 8th year now with this person, and I think it's incredible kind of what I've done in that short space of time. I now manage Chelsea. You know, I'm studying for my Continental B license with the club. They granted me the ability to train for that during just after the season ended. But most importantly to me, I now manage Brazil. So basically, the World Cup had been and gone. I'm going to go into the schedules quickly. The World Cup, came and went. Argentina ended up going on to win the World Cup in Qatar. Germany finished runners-up. I believe England came 3rd and America came 4th. And the quarterfinals, and stuff like that. But Brazil had a very, very disappointing World Cup. 20 years since they last won their World Cup. They went into Qatar probably with high hopes. They have some cracking players in their squad. We'll look at some of their better players in a second. But for example, even Neymar is on the top performers list. So they've got some brilliant players in their team, but yet they were unable to progress past the group stages. So they sacked their manager, and the thing is, they weren't the only nation, nation to sack their manager. There was South Korea, Spain, I believe Cameroon sacked their manager. I don't know how Cameroon did in the groups and stuff, but I'm just giving you an idea here. But yeah, basically a few national team jobs came up, and I applied for all of them. I was like, yeah, I would like to get back into international management, especially if it was a team like South Korea, Spain, or Brazil, who in their own right are the best, or one of the best nations from their continent. Brazil are one of the best teams in South America, South Korea are one of the best teams in Asia, and Spain are one of the best teams in Europe. No doubt about it. So yeah, I applied for them all, and I ended up getting a reply back, or getting 3 job offers, I should say. One was from Holland, which I hadn't actually seen available, so I was surprised they even offered me the job, but I rejected them. One was from South Korea, which I ended up rejecting because I realized the last one was Brazil. So I now manage Brazil, who are ranked in the world, I believe, 3rd, is it, or something like that? 3rd or 4th? 7th, sorry, they're ranked 7th in the world, so quite an incredible accomplishment. Like I say, I've only been in this thing. This is starting my this would be my 9th season, I believe it would. Yeah, my 9th season. So to be starting my 9th season, or what could have been my 9th season, and to be managing both Chelsea and Brazil is quite an incredible step up, considering, like I say, 9 years ago it was, or 8 years ago, it was starting my first ever season, and I was in Singapore managing Home United. I wasn't even employed there at the start of the season, to be true. But yeah, this squad has still got some, this national team has still got some incredible players. Neymar is an absolute beast. You could not take away from Neymar. He is an absolutely extraordinary player. We've got Oscar, who obviously I have, and I know he's still a fantastic player. We've got Gabriel Barbosa, who is from Leverkusen, and he's a world-class striker. Juan Jesus, who plays for Barcelona in defence. Rafinha plays for Bayern Munich. I don't know why, but I don't think I've taken into consideration him. I'm going to get a little report. But yeah, there are some absolutely incredible players. And in fact, if I go on my scouting quickly and just look at Brazilians and just look on all positions, you'll see that there are some incredible players. Neymar, Oscar, Philippe Coutinho, Eduardo, who is a beast. Again, another absolutely cracking striker. Barbados, Bernard, Alexandro Fernando, Fernando, who is a regen, who, again, another fantastic striker. We've got Alex Silva, Marquinhos, Kennedy, just so many good players. And I feel they really did underachieve to get knocked out in the groups. So, yeah, Brazil is a great opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to go on and win some trophies, or more trophies on the international stage, to add to the Pacific Games at Tongo. Tongo? Was it Tonga or Tongo? I don't know why I'm getting confused. It's Tonga. But yeah, but another big thing for me is in about a month's time, or 2 months' time now, I'll actually have a final against Argentina. They're playing in the Super Classico. Now, I'm not sure if this gives me any points in the Hall of Fame. I know it gets registered on there, as in, like, a bit like Tonga's Pacific Games that we won. It gets added to sort of the list, but I'm not sure if it gives you any points. But this would be a great thing to win. It's a yearly thing. I didn't actually know about this. I didn't even know this existed. So, sort of, lack of knowledge on my part. But yeah, this is a really good opportunity. Plus, it will be my first ever game in charge. It couldn't really get any bigger than Argentina, Brazil. So I'm really looking forward to it. But not only that, you know, we've got we should have the Copa. What else do we have? The Copa Americana coming up, don't we? Copa America, sorry, coming up. They're 2019 champions. It's every 3 years. So yeah, this will be this year. So in fact, the schedule will be scheduled on the 3rd till the end of this month. In 2 months' time, actually, it'll be scheduled and it will start in 2023. So I'm really looking forward to that. Like I say, we're holders, so we're going to be looking to go there and actually win that again. It'll probably be the last major tournament for a lot of the key players. Like I say, Neymar, he is 31. But is he going to be the same, or 30, sorry, but is he going to be the same player in, say, 4 year times when the World Cup comes around again? I'm not too sure. So this could be the last tournament for some of these players. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to see how we can go. I think it's a great opportunity to really get some great trophies, maybe even win the World Cup, you know. But yeah, to Chelsea. We do have a finals day with Chelsea, actually. It's the UEFA Super Cup against Manchester United, who ended up going on to win the Champions League and Premier League. So they won a double. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if they won the Community Shield anything else last year. I said Community Shield. I meant Capital One Cup. They didn't win the Community Shield this year. They actually lost to Man City. But what did they do last year? Did they win that? No, they didn't win the Capital One Cup, and they didn't win anything. So they won 2 things last year. So you know, they're clearly a very good team, and hopefully we can beat them in where are we actually playing? Where is this hosted? In Belgium. Hopefully we can beat them in Belgium. But we're going to go through the transfers before that, and hopefully. Yeah, point out a few mistakes I feel I've made. I think I've made a few mistakes in terms of signings this year. The 2 big spending ones you can just instantly see there. I think I'm overspent on both of them. But if they can develop, as all the players should be able to, then I think the money that we spent on them would be justified. But it's about, will they develop? So we'll go to the outs first. So the first guy I got rid of is Thierry Ambrose. Something I didn't realise about this lad is he was actually... yeah, like I said, I knew he was only here for a year, actually. I don't know. Never mind, I didn't notice anything weird about him. But yeah, he was here for a year. I didn't rate him. He was injured when I joined, which obviously hurt his chances of being properly recognised by me. And especially when Cabba started getting great form, you know, he was always on his way out. So 9.25 million, he joined QPR. So I've made the club a profit, which I'm happy with. And I'm happy we picked up the fee we did for him. Free transfers, you won't recognise any of them going out apart from Juan Bernat, who went to Galatasaray, but that was already arranged in January. Elsewhere, we sold Thiago to Real Betis for 6.5 million, the 31-year-old. Again, I didn't highly rate him. Yeah, I didn't think he was that good, so I'd rather him out of the team. We sold Bruma for 15 million to Genoa. The 27-year-old, again, was only here for a year, and I didn't even look at him. You know, he played 8 games for us, and we signed him for 3.1 million, and like I said, I didn't really rate him. I mean, he scored a hat-trick near the end of the season for us in the in the Europa League, I believe it was. But apart from that, there was nothing I could really be like, yeah, he's a great player. So I decided to sell him, and like I say, 15 million, we picked up a lot of money for him. James McCarthy, he went to Atletico Madrid. Again, I didn't really rate the guy. I mean, he put in a decent average rating, but I always felt he was really inconsistent, and I never really felt he was too comfortable. So, and yeah, he sort of wasn't the player I wanted. You know, as a defensive midfielder, I like people to be quite physically present, quite strong, quite good at tackling, quite good at winning the ball. And James McCarthy didn't do that. So I then, you know, obviously the centre midfield role was where I wanted him to play. But again, when he was playing centre mid, I just didn't feel he was ever that great. So yeah, James McCarthy, 4.5 million. I'm paying like a percentage of his wage for the next like year or two or something. But yeah, I think it's like I'm paying like 46,000 or something around that 40-something thousand mark for like another year or two. But when you take into consideration that he was at this club on 100-something grand a week, you know, we're still cutting a wage bill there. Next guy we sold was Alvaro Morata to Valencia. Again, didn't really rate this guy. I mean, he's had 2 shocking years. In fact, 3 pretty bad years for Chelsea. You know, to spend 28.5 million on a player, you expect at least more than 10 goals, but he's never really been a prolific goal scorer, so I guess, you know, they sort of knew what they were getting themselves into. But yeah, 14 million, I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's more than I would have expected for someone of his capabilities. Just, I don't really rate him. I think he needs 2 men up front to maybe play alongside him, but I don't play a tactic with that. So yeah, Morata left aside, and the last guy to leave was Cesar Azpilicueta. Now this is sad. I didn't really want to sell him. It was always in the back of my mind that I could sell Azpilicueta because his wage was ridiculous, and as you can see, he's on 150 grand a week at Betis, so he's still on a ridiculously large wage. But I liked him. He was a really good backup. He played really well for me near the end of last season, so that really changed my mind on him, and that made me want to keep him. But what happened for the second time since I've been here is he stepped forward and said, "I'm homesick." You've been in England for so many years. Have every manager before me had to put up with you saying you were homesick? Because I couldn't do it. Once he said it for the second time, I was like, yeah, look, I'm just going to... I told him he could have a month leave. He went on his month's leave, and I sold him while he was on his leave. And, yeah, basically, Arsenal actually offered him... Arsenal... came forward to me and was like, yeah, we'll get 1.5 million for you. And that was like a month before he said he was homesick and he wanted to leave. And I accepted it, but he rejected the move to Arsenal. So I'm pretty, you know, it's nice to see that maybe he still considers Chelsea a favourite club and wouldn't consider moving to a rival. But, you know, he wanted to leave. He wanted to return to Spain. And I didn't really want someone here that didn't want to be here, because that's the last thing you really want. You don't want someone playing against his will if you can avoid it. So yeah, Azpilicueta left aside. So 50.7 million made on the transfers out, but we spent 57 million on transfers in, although there were a lot of installments involved in our two major transfers. So the first guy we brought in was Luis Saltos, a centre-back. Now this guy's 23 years of age. He plays for Ecuador. Yep, it's Ecuador. And I think he looks like a really good player. As a limited defender, he's got everything I'd personally want in him. It's just about now developing and tweaking him into certain roles and certain things that we want him to be. As a report, he has the potential to become a really good player, but right now he's only a good Premier League player. So he will be alongside my starting centre-back choice. For this game coming up against Man U, I've gone with Subotic in defence. I just think Subotic is a bit more experienced, so will be needed. But yeah, Saltos will be my starting centre-back for the league season. And 23 million, like I say, a lot of instalments and stuff. But I think if he can develop and play really well for us, it'll be money well spent. Also, he's 6'6" and either-footed, which is nice to see in a defender. Next guy we brought in was Ivan. This was just to replace Azpilicueta. 28 years of age, another Spanish player. Right back, had played for Real Madrid for a long time. I say played, he actually played for their second team. But I think he's a good player. Obviously, before his stint at Real Madrid, he played for Levante and actually played really well for them. So I think he'll be a good backup for us in the Premier League. He's not expected to really start too many, but as a good Premier League player on a very small wage in proportion to, or in comparison to Azpilicueta, I'm happy with the signing. Next guy, John Mebele. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. John. Is it? What do I pronounce the M? Mbele? Mbele, maybe? I think I'm pronouncing it like that. Mbele. 22 years of age, South African centre midfielder. I really like this guy. I really do. I think look at his work rate, his decisions, his determination is pretty good as well. He's a very quick centre mid. He's got great first touch passing technique. His vision's pretty decent as well. Only on 28 grand a week, so again his wage is very small. A lot of his stuff was in instalments, but I think this guy has the capabilities of becoming a really, really good centre midfielder. In fact, one of the best centre midfielders around. So I'm looking forward to see how he does. I really think, like I said, I really do rate this guy. Again, it's about developing him and trying to grow him into an absolute beast. Next guy was 900k from Castilla. So Real Madrid's second team. His name's Sidney. He's 22, Brazilian, centre attacking mid. We just really needed a lot of depth. You know, I sold a lot of people, and the squad originally when I joined was pretty small as it was. So to sell a lot of people, I really needed to bring a lot of people in. And this guy, I think he's good, really, actually pretty good. I'm surprised Real Madrid didn't really play him as much as they did. In fact, they didn't even play him at all. They actually just loaned him out and loads of other things and just played him for the second team. But I think this guy's good. You know, he's got a good Premier League player. He's got a little bit of potential in him. As a backup player, again, he's exactly what I wanted. Cheap wage and a cheap signing. So, Sydney, I'm happy with that. Next guy, Juan Fernando Quintero. I'm actually surprised I managed to get this guy for 850k. He'll be another, again, just a backup player, but again, his wage in comparison to our backup players last year is very small. His fee of signing him was, again, very small. And he's played in Serie A, he's played in the Premier League in Portugal. He's played in a few top divisions in Europe. And I think he's got the capabilities, again, of being a really good player. But for us, he's just going to be backup. He's going to be there when we need him. And I think he's exactly what we need, or what you would want in a backup player. And the last two guys, again, are just backup players. Fasani came in as a backup sort of winger option. 32 years of age, plays for Macedonia. Oh, I think he still plays for them. I believe he does. He's played in Brøndby for a very long time. Did play for Wolfsburg before that. But yeah, free transfer. I couldn't really knock it. Like I say, again, just a decent little backup player. Nothing. Hopefully, he won't feature too much if we stay injury clear. But if he does, I'm sure he can put in a shift. And the last guy we signed was Edinson Cavani. We signed him as a coach as well as a player because it was the only way we could get him in. He wanted to become a coach. He's a sort of right attacking mid player, but he's considered as, for me anyway, a backup striker. Just going to be someone there that we can bring on for maybe the last 10 minutes, you know, just to see what he can do. Has got obviously a great record with PSG and Napoli and Palmeiras. You know, just a really good record throughout his whole career. Last year of his career, or last season anyway, he didn't really play too much. But for us, again, he won't really play too much. But he's on the coaching staff, and that pleases him, and that's exactly what he wants. And plus, he's got clauses to say, you know, if someone wants him as a manager or something, he can go and join them without any compensation. So he's happy, and I'm happy, you know, as a backup player. So those were the transfers. We made a few staff changes as well. We brought in a new scout, which is Nacho Fernandez. We actually got rid of a few people. Steve Holland left. We brought in a new assistant manager, so Holland was no longer needed. Ed Brand left, so we could bring in a new under-21s coach. And Flo left as well. The ex-Chelsea player left, so we could bring in Cavani as a coach. But yeah, let's run through the people we brought in. So Luca Toni is our new assistant manager. I think he's a good assistant manager, better than Holland. And yeah, of course, great playing experience, which adds to his depth, international experience as well. So yeah, Toni, I think, is a great assistant manager for us. Elsewhere, it's just some under-18 coaches, under-21 coaches. But most importantly to me, we brought in John Terry as an under-18 coach. He was out of job since he actually left Chelsea. He's never been hired by anyone else. So I thought, yeah, we'll just bring him back. Frank Lampard retired. I would want to bring Frank Lampard back. I believe Drogba retired as well. Let's have a little look. Drogba. Oh, I put it with an E. Why did I do that? Drogba. No, I'm not even typing. Or am I? God damn it. It's like lagging. There we go. Drogba, there. Didier Drogba. I believe he retired. If my memory serves me correctly. He did, yeah. He retired after the first, after his year back at Chelsea. So, yeah, those are all the transfers. Those are the coach additions and stuff. One thing I want to point out is a young player that I'm pretty excited about. Robert Bellamy, a left back, and actually going to be the backup left back for the season. Has got some great potential on him. He's English as well. And yeah, I kind of want to push this guy a little bit this year. I want to see how he does in a few maybe cup games and stuff. So yeah, Robert Bellamy, hopefully a name you'll see in the future. But yeah, let's go into this game against Manchester United. This European Super Cup final. Now, we're going to go out there with the more sort of defensive-minded tactic, hopefully, to be a bit solid defensively. You know, we don't really want to give anything away to them. I'm happy with that, actually. But yeah, let's run through the team. So, in goal, we have Courtois, who is our new captain of the team, with Azpilicueta leaving. Right back, we have Stones. Centre-back, we have Subotic and Maurice. And left-back, we have Ferreira. Up front, we have Wanyama. In defensive midfield, we have Wanyama and Mumbele. Centre-mid, we have Oscar. Right attacking mid, Hazard. Left attacking mid, Parker. And up front, Jean-Claude Cabba. The bench is Will Gill, Luis Saltos, John Sutar, Nathan Pearce, Mbula, Juan Fernando Quintero, and Edinson Cavani. And one little thing as well, John Sutar randomly. I don't know why, he's 25, he's had a decent year last year with us, but nothing incredible. All of a sudden, all these clubs want him. Man City, Man U, Arsenal, I believe Bayern Munich, I think, came in for him, or Madrid or something like that. It's crazy. He's not even a good player. I don't know why all this interest has popped up for him, but it has, and it's, you know, bids like 10 million plus and stuff are coming in. But I'm not going to accept it because he's needed here as backup, and I don't really need the money right now. Maybe in January. So, they say nothing can separate the two sides. It will go to a shootout. I believe there's extra time in this tournament. I don't think it's like the Community Shield where, you know, if all things are equal come the 90th minute, it just goes to penalties. Yep, obviously it's a boost to see Luke Shaw missing. And obviously if we perform as we know we can get the win. So 4-4-1-1 for Manchester United. I'm confident. Hopefully the players share my confidence. Jody Morris does the, again, ex-Chelsea player, does the tactics for me now. And Tony, do your team talk. Come on, Chelsea. Let's get a trophy, and my 10th trophy in my career, and the first game of the season, or first competitive game of the season. Let's get a win under our belts. And hit the crossbar very early on, all over the place from that long throw. Let's hope that doesn't indicate how the game's going to go. 52% of the ball to Manchester United so far, and it's a brilliant block by Mbele, I believe, to keep out Manchester United yet again. They're piling on a lot of pressure very early on. It's only 5 minutes in, so I'm not going to panic. But not very encouraging so far. Let's see if we get back into the game a bit more. We're getting a lot more of the ball. We're just not doing too much with it, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with this. We've injured their striker, or he injured himself. I'm not too sure what happened there. Which meant they've made a change up front. We've had the chance. We've had a half chance, but it wasn't highlight worthy. Otherwise than that, it's been a pretty boring game, which I'm okay with that. Surprisingly, I'm content with a boring game because it means there's not too much going on. Although, man, you have a chance, and we give away a penalty. Adam Maurice pushing apparently in the box. Oscar doesn't feel it was a penalty. Who's going to step up and take it? It's Jorginho, I believe it's pronounced. Will Courtois save this? Or is it going to find the back of the net? It finds the back of the net, sends Courtois the wrong way. Manchester United with a 1-0 lead, and it's probably deserved of them. You know, they've been all over us. We haven't really had a sniff in this game. I think we're going to have to change the tactic up coming in at half-time. So, we're going to go with our slightly more attacking formation. And go back to the team talk. And Tony, tell them we're not happy. Show me something else in this second half. That's exactly what we need. We just need to, again, play our football. I just wanted to be a bit more conservative in this game, but I don't think it's working out so far. So let's go out there and play football the way we can. Here's Parker with a corner coming in. Unable to find, I think it was Mbele, actually aimed towards. Ferreira on that left-hand side. A man on him, but still going. Runs inside a little bit. Oscar to Parker. Oh, rattles the crossbar and the post, I believe. Well, unlucky. Unlucky indeed. It was a chance there for him. Alright, we're going to make a change. We're going to put Hazard out on the left. We're going to bring Juan Fernando Quintero out on the right. We are also going to bring Imbula on. And let's see how the 2 changes actually affect the game. 2 changes to the centre of the park. Manchester United have not really done anything in the second half. It's definitely been our second half so far. But how do we kick on from here? I've gone slightly more attacking. I'm just going to demand more from the team. And I'm going to make a sub as well, I think. Actually, I'll wait for the end of this highlight to make a sub. I want to keep you on. Big ball forward. Cabra unable to win it, but Hazard picks up the loose ball. And Hazard bursting into the box. And somehow, I don't know how, but Hazard doesn't get the shot on target. We're going to bring Edison Cavani on. Play him as an advanced forward for these last few minutes. And just calmly tell him, I have faith in you to make the difference tonight. Come on, Cavani. Use your experience. Use your expertise, your knowledge of the game to go out there and get us a late winner or late equaliser that we want. Wanyama's going to get himself sent off. Well done, Wanyama. Well done. What an idiot. What an idiot. We're going to go with this. Ball in midfielder defend. We're just going to go like that for the rest of the game. But down to 10 men, it's definitely going to make things harder defensively. Oh, I thought they were going to score straight away from the free kick. I'd have been cursing Wanyama out. I don't know, maybe we'll get one more chance. It's actually Man U's corner. It's a great save from Courtois, and we managed to keep out the second opportunity. But they'll get themselves another corner out of the game. Kartiba, I believe it's pronounced. Whipping this one in and bouncing around the box. We managed to get it clear. Last few minutes, we're going to go very fluid, and we're going to go overload. We're going to go a bit more direct, a lot higher tempo. We're going to take more risks. And pump the... we're not going to pump the ball into the box, actually. A long throw from Man U this time. From that same right-hand side. And we get this one away. But it's not to a blue shirt. So in the end, it's just going to waste more time for us. A corner now for Manchester United. Whipping this one in. It's cleared forward by Oscar. There's no one up front for us. Where is Cavani? He should at least be standing up there. Especially on overload. There should be someone at least at the halfway line. Maurice can't clear this one away. Still Man U on the attack. Subotic tackle is... not good enough. Another challenge isn't good enough. Imbulo challenge. Again, it just falls back to a Man U shirt. We've got to get this clear. We finally do, but it's unable to find Cavani yet again. Just can't really get it out of our box right now. And there we go. We lose the European Super Cup. And I think I should have started with a different tactic. I think that's my own problem. I think that was my own fault there. I think Wanyama will return to the squad soon. I don't think I'm going to punish him too badly for the red cards. But yep, you know, unable to win another trophy. That's the second final in a bounce now I've lost. Let's hopefully turn that one around pretty quickly. We'll have our chance to get a little bit of revenge on Man U when we go to Old Trafford a few games into the season. When I'll next meet you back, I definitely know that when that's going to be. It's going to be the final with Brazil. It's going to be the Super Classico. And hopefully I can end my run of consecutive final defeats by beating Argentina with Brazil. So until then, guys, peace out.